Welcome everyone to another video. Today, we're diving headfirst into the chaotic, adorable, and surprisingly strategic world of Deddy Bears Tower Defense in Roblox. If you're looking for a game that's equal parts cute and challenging, you've come to the right place. I've been sinking a serious amount of time into this lately, and let me tell you, it's got that addictive quality that keeps you coming back for just one more round. So, what exactly is Deddy Bears Tower Defense? Imagine your classic tower defense setup, but instead of grim-faced soldiers or laser turrets, you've got an army of, well, Deddy Bears. These aren't your cuddly teddy bears, though. These are the bears that have seen things. The bears that are ready to defend their turf with everything they've got. And their turf? It's usually a beautifully crafted map, often with a whimsical or slightly spooky theme that you need to protect from waves of incoming enemies. The core gameplay loop is familiar to anyone who's dabbled in tower defense. You've got a path, enemies are going to march down it, and your job is to place your Deddy Bears strategically to stop them before they reach the end. What makes this game stand out, though, is the sheer variety and personality of the Deddy Bears themselves. You start with a basic bear, but as you progress and earn in-game currency, you unlock a whole menagerie of unique defenders. There are bears that shoot rapid-fire projectiles, bears that unleash devastating area of effect attacks, bears that slow down enemies, and even bears that can buff your other defenses. Each bear has its own strengths, weaknesses, and upgrade paths, which is where the real strategy comes in. You can't just spam the same bear over and over. You need to think about the types of enemies you're facing and build a balanced defense. For example, you might have a wave of fast-moving, low-health enemies. For those, you'll want bears with high attack speed and good targeting. Then, the next wave might be slow, but heavily armored brutes. Against them, you'll need bears that deal high damage per shot or have special abilities that can pierce armor. It's this constant adaptation that keeps the game so engaging. You're always thinking, okay, what's coming next? How do I counter that? The progression system is also incredibly satisfying. You earn coins by defeating enemies and completing waves, which you can then use to buy new Deddy Bears, upgrade your existing ones, or even purchase powerful temporary boosts. There's a real sense of accomplishment as you unlock a new, super-powered bear or manage to fully upgrade your favorite defender to its maximum potential. Seeing your little army of bears absolutely obliterate a massive wave of enemies is a fantastic feeling. One of the things I really appreciate about Deddy Bears Tower Defense is its accessibility. The controls are straightforward, and the early levels do a great job of teaching you the ropes. You're not overwhelmed with complex mechanics right from the start. Instead, the game gradually introduces new concepts and challenges, allowing you to learn and grow as a player. This makes it a perfect game for both seasoned tower defense, veterans, and newcomers to the genre. But it's not just about the mechanics. The presentation is top-notch too. The Deddy Bears themselves are designed with a charming, slightly quirky aesthetic that's incredibly appealing. They're not overly complex, but they have a distinct personality that shines through. The maps are also visually diverse and well-designed, offering different layouts and strategic considerations. Some maps might have choke points that are perfect for area of effect attacks, while others might have long, open paths that favor long-range damage dealers. The enemy variety is also a huge plus. You'll encounter everything from tiny, scurrying creatures to giant, imposing bosses. Each enemy type has its own unique stats and behaviors, forcing you to constantly re-evaluate your strategy. Facing a swarm of small, fast enemies is a completely different challenge than trying to take down a single, massive boss that can soak up a ton of damage. And let's talk about the cooperative aspect. This game is fantastic with friends. Coordinating your defenses, sharing resources, and calling out enemy types is a blast. There's a real sense of teamwork involved, and successfully defending a difficult wave together feels incredibly rewarding. It's the kind of game where you'll find yourself shouting, Watch out for the flying ones. Or I need more damage on that big guy. It really brings out the best in collaborative play. Now, I will say, there are moments where the difficulty ramps up significantly. Some of the later waves can be incredibly tough, and you'll likely find yourself failing a few times before you figure out the optimal strategy. But that's part of the fun, right? It's about the puzzle solving, the experimentation, and the eventual triumph when you finally crack a particularly challenging level. It teaches you patience and perseverance, which are valuable lessons both in games and in life. The community around Deddy Bears Tower Defense is also pretty active. You can often find tips and strategies shared online, and the developers seem to be responsive to feedback, which is always a good sign. They're constantly adding new content, new bears, and new maps, so there's always something fresh to look forward to. It's this ongoing development and community engagement that keeps the game feeling alive and exciting. If you're someone who enjoys a good challenge, loves strategic thinking, and appreciates a game with a lot of charm and personality, then you absolutely need to give Deddy Bears Tower Defense a try. It's a game that's easy to pick up, but offers a surprising amount of depth. It's the perfect way to spend an afternoon, whether you're playing solo or with friends. It's a testament to how creative and engaging Roblox games can be. Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive into Deddy Bears Tower Defense. I hope you found it informative and maybe even inspired you to jump in and try it for yourself. It's a truly enjoyable experience that I've gotten a lot of fun out of, and I think you will too. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more gaming adventures. I'll see you in the next one.